Saucier, this is a video lesson on linear orientation, which means that we're going to review some vocabulary words to describe how lines are oriented in our world and how they may be oriented with respect to each other. Linear orientation. The first thing to review is how a single line can be described in its orientation. I'm going to draw three ways that we can see a line in our world. We could say right and left, up and down, maybe at a slant, but we have specific words to describe these three positions that a line can take. The first is horizontal. And in parentheses, I'm going to put something in our world that is horizontal, that we're familiar with, like the horizon. We look out over the ocean and we see the ocean meeting the sky. That transition is horizontal. The line that is up and down we call vertical. Like a flagpole. A line that is neither horizontal or vertical is oblique. And it's very common to consider a line like this to be a diagonal. It's not. Oblique and diagonal do not mean the same thing. A line that is neither horizontal or vertical is appropriately called oblique. A diagonal line is a line that connects two non-adjacent vertices inside of a shape. Quite different than an oblique line. Oblique lines are found everywhere in our world, like a ski slope. The next two terms are for lines that share a relationship with one another. In other words, two lines, they could be oblique or vertical or horizontal, but if two lines never intersect and they are side by side, then they are said to be parallel, and they are parallel to each other. We have a symbol to mean parallel. If I put like an arrowhead symbol, it's called a chevron, that is on a line and put the same number of chevrons on another line, then that is notation to say that those two lines are parallel to each other. This is a chevron, and it means notation for parallel. Parallel, in our world, a very familiar example to represent parallel lines we can think of and visualize train tracks. Train tracks may curve, but at any point they're parallel to each other. Another orientation that lines can share with respect to each other is that they may meet at a right angle. And when we do, we say that the two lines are perpendicular. Many examples in our world of perpendicular lines will like the letter T. A capital T is written with two perpendicular short lines, and the symbol that means a right angle. This is notation for a right angle. An angle whose measure is 90 degrees. Parallel lines are lines that meet at a 90-degree angle.